to have shaped up quite a fair bit. They have great team fights as well, great laning presence, good control on single targets, and if they get that early momentum once more with a Chen TB, they could melt the towers as quick as they did in Game 1. But they have a way of really leveraging if the game goes a bit too long, they have a way of leveraging that with the TB. So I like this draft from LGD. I feel like it corrects the issues they had in Game 1. They've just got to execute it now.
Well, game number 2. About to begin between these two. Navi looking to 2-0 the side of LGD. And of course, LGD just trying to tie out this series the best they possibly can. Serious question, John. How come Terrorblade gets the best cosmetics in the game? Look at those. Look at those scythes.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's really pretty. Couldn't really answer you on that one. I mean, I don't know. Someone just really likes Terrorblade up there. Approves all the best cosmetics.
He's a very pretty, handsome man. Can't really complain too much.
Yeah, it's fair enough.
Hey,
right?
Ice Frog's watching, by the way. Please buff Earth Spirit. Like, I've had enough of losing pubs because I picked Earth Spirit. Please buff the man.
Are you sure it's the hero? Are you sure it's the hero, though, Mike? I'd say it's the player.
I looked at the pub win rate. It's currently at like 41%.
But why are you not at 41%, Mike? You're blaming the game. Just get good.
Thank you, John. Pasha. See how much influence he can have on this Phoenix. Of course, that last game with the Pangolier, he was doing some amazing work. Right now, Pasha just going to be laying some eggs while he waits for the boundary runes to spawn. Obvious. He chased down by FY. We'll pop the tag team. Just a bit of harassment quickly while he can. It looks like the bot banner rune is the one where they may have a little bit of a fight as Zayak is moving in onto X-Nova. X-Nova, though, trying to get a body block off, and it looks like he will pull off the bounty. It'll be a 2-for-2 trade. A very even start this time around. Zayak will get some harassment for his trouble.
It's going to be a bit scary playing in this lane, especially once X-Nova gets that damage amp up and the meta is up from Ame. They should be able to melt through the low armor on Navi's side quite fast.
They certainly should. Because he will have some assistance there from Pasha, but there's not much the Phoenix can do. Fire Spirits can be very annoying in terms of that attack speed debuff, though. Well, there's the Penitents coming out. Ame going to start throwing out the meta shots, and they do hit hard. But again, Pasha, just with the Fire Spirit, slowing down Ame so much. Zayak, I want to move into that man right now, sir. He's a very, very scary Terrorblade.
Ooh, Pasha's actually really low. Just the amount of harass from LGD, really leveraging that pretty squishy start for Navi with these two heroes.
Once the meta's over, though, it should be a lot easier for Navi to come back into this off lane. Having a look at the mid lane, though, Somnus did end up falling very, very low to Magical on the TA. Magical really using those side blades to great effect. He's forced to salve up, though, now. Somnus providing some harassment back his way. Suddenly, both are basically trading evenly. It's just those side blades from Magical that's making Somnus' life very, very hard. He will bring up a salve for himself.
This is a much better lane for Magical compared to Game 1. He's not going to be pressured as hard by the Puck. Granted, Puck is still a very hard hero to lane against. Not as hard for the TA up against the Underlord. That was a very specific matchup that didn't work out.
As we look up to the top lane, where you'll see Ilias trying to dish out some harassment towards FY. Crystallize is going to be there on the Weaver once again. Chalice will be there on the Batrider, and of course the Batrider doesn't really lose lanes either. Sticky Napalm spam will begin. Of course, the Weaver is just going to be forced to back off and wait out the duration of that Sticky Napalm. As FY may have overextended, but no, the kinetic field won't really lock him in. Snowball will be there, but it will be onto the creep wave. Chalice just back to harassing Crystallize even outside of the lane. Crystallize might actually be dead here. The Flame Break connects, and yeah, I think he's ticking out. Stick charges. It will be enough. He did have a Tango active as well at the time, and Ilias will give him the salve. Next time it happens, he may not be so lucky. It's Chalice, just with that level 1 Flame Break, almost burning him down.
really got to watch out in this lane. Like, Crystallize is not going to have a good time. They have some good sentries down as well to watch that movement. So he can't actually leverage that invis and mobility as much as you'd expect from Weaver.
Oh, Somnus, mid lane, almost falling to Magical again. Somnus will be forced to bring out another salve for himself. Magical is not backing off anytime soon. In fact, he gets the Side Blades in the tree line. Somnus, he lost his salve. Oh, that was a very, very long Side Blades coming out from Magical. Somnus, he's kind of stuck here now. Like, his courier is still on the way back to the fountain.
It's going to be hard for him to justify spending again. He's so close to his bottle. He just wants that done.
Zayak now going after this Chen X Nova, being ticked down. Fire Spirits there as well. They will find the first blood. Ame was in the Metamorphosis form, but again, the Fire Spirit's just slowing him down way too much. He does try to go after Pasha, though. He won't quite find the damage. It looks like Ame will just go back to farming in the lane.
It's really rough here for LGD. As you mentioned, once that mate is down, and with the levels that Navi now has, they're not going to be able to harass out these heroes as much as you'd expect. They're still fairly squishy, so one misstep can be punished.
Well, they found Ilias up at the top lane, and now Crystallize will be chased down. Chalice just kind of man-fighting Crystallize as he does Sakuchi now, though. He's very, very low on this Batrider and should fall. He does get a lot of sticky napalm off, and FY should be able to trade and gets a very nice shard, but blocks himself out. Snowball is there. Kinetic Field, though. Crystallize will be able to walk away, and they might even find the kill on FY. He tries to take down this Weaver. How was that a block? It looked like the gap was there.
It was just enough, and that's one of the things when you play this game, man. Sometimes you think you can pat right through. Not quite the case there. Really unfortunate for LGD.
Very unfortunate indeed. LGD just losing so much across the map, though. FY now comes in onto Magical on that TA. Magical's still looking pretty healthy, though, as they don't really have the level 6 in the puck. And here comes Zayak to help him out. In fact, Magical's just man-fighting by himself. They're going to lose at least FY here, but they might lose Somnus as well. And yeah, he ticks out. Now X Nova comes in. Just one by one, they just walk into the meat grinder, it seems. And Navi just clean him up.
Absolutely on point for the rotations from Navi. 1-7 at 5.5 minutes in. That is nothing to laugh at, and LGD, they're going to have a rough time trying to find an advantage coming out of this laning phase.
That's for sure. Seems as though they've lost pretty much every single lane, apart from the bot lane where Ame is farming okay. It's not amazing. Still, he hasn't really given much space to Pasha either on the Phoenix, nor has he given much space to Zayak on the Doom. They've been rotating around anyway. FY, looks like he does pick up a kill onto Ilias once again. They find another nice little support pickup on the side of LGD. Somnus had a bit of peace in the mid lane, but Magical is back now. Not sure what LGD can do about this laning stage. Like, you look at Crystallize up at top lane. He's just chasing FY now. Has Sakuchi and FY. Really has no way out of this. Doesn't have the snowball available, and Crystallize will find him. It'll be a killing spree for the Weaver now. And I talked about the Weaver not having much damage output last game, but if you give him this much farm, or at least this much hero kills, he may just go for some crazy DPS build.
Definitely. LGD's response has just not been as good as you'd expect, and they had a couple of heroes waiting down mid for Magical, but they don't manage to find him.
Well, they find Zayak down in the bot lane, though. So again, FY rotating in on the Tusk does set up a kill for Ame. Looks like he's going to start rotating back into the mid where Magical is standing. Well, Somnus does have the level 6 now, so Dream Call is up and ready to go. They do also have X Nova sitting around there, so they definitely have the kill potential on this TA. It's a matter of closing the gap. Looks like FY is going to start moving his way in, but Magical will run back up the high ground. Here comes X Nova, stun. Won't really do anything, he melded it off. Rather just meld dodged it.
this is a really big commitment from LGD to try to slow Magical down, but they're not finding him. They are perhaps dropping him off the lane, but that just means your side lanes are going to be really weak.
Well, they get the Dream Call off, and now FY, nice shards is there, but the rotations are coming in. There's the Supernova, and that looks really bad. Magical, he gets a refraction off. Snowball, he will dodge at least some of the damage, but FY is certainly going down. Now they go for more as well. Pasha, he finds X-Nova on the Chen. The only man to survive was Somnus on the puck. But they just couldn't find anything. 3 heroes on the TA just didn't matter.
It's Navi with the rotations. They're always there to save Magical. Every single time they have their TPs ready, they go down, they find the kills as well. And LGD, they're losing a lot of ground. This lineup wants to melt these towers fast, as they did in Game 1. They want to buy space for Ame, and Ame is farming pretty darn good. Is that going to be enough? He's behind all cores from Navi.
He's just going to keep farming up the best he can. Not much else you can say about that.
Oh, Chalice.
Trouble, the Batrider though, Fire flying his way out, although no. In fact, he turns around with the lasso on the Weaver, but that's going to cost him his life. Shards come out from FY, but it doesn't matter. That was a pretty optimistic lasso to try and go for.
Oh, it's just hard right now for LGD. Like, at the very least, while all that's happening, Ame's free farming, they're losing so much ground all across the map, though. That does relieve Somnus of some pressure, and he gets to farm up just a bit more. But Magical just goes in, farms some stacks, and he's perfectly fine with it.
But they're going to go for a fight again up at the top lane, it looks like. Chalice TP's up. They're bringing another one in as well. Shards are there on Zayak. He does run into the shards. Still, FY moving forward. It looks like they are going to just allow the Doom to go down. And Elias tries to get out of there, but he gets flame braked and looks like he'll go down as well. They got the bounty rune. They wanted the outpost, and unfortunately for Navi, LGD was prepared for it that time around. With that, LGD may have found the opening they needed. Ame will force down this tier 1 tower with that metamorphosis. LGD, I mean, although they are still pretty far behind, it's definitely a good start.
Yeah, they might even find Magical.
That'd be massive.
They commit the coil and don't follow up?
Yeah, it seems like they just realized they didn't have the damage output. I mean, they didn't though, with the Tusk and the Park. Not sure what they were really expecting. Meanwhile, while all that's been happening, Pasha has his Veil up now on the Phoenix, so his damage output has just gone through the roof. He's also got the Max Fire Spirits as well as the Icarus Dive.
Yeah, and he's just about to hit 10, and just a level off. And once he hits that town, either the Spell Amp or the Gold, he's going to escalate.
Yeah. No team fight's going to be very easy for LGD at this rate, that's for sure. I mean, you still have FY Snowball to dodge a lot of that magic damage from the Supernova, that's for sure, but you don't really want to have to rely on that. The LGD, they smoke up now towards that dire jungle, but Navi have also smoked up and run the opposite way. Zayak, though, smoke broken. He realizes where they are, but he's going to go up for it as well. He goes for the Doom straight on the puck, and now the rotations again. Navi bringing in Crystallize, who's going to chase down this puck as their main source of a target, really. Although nice lasso is there from Chalice. Now FY may have given his life away for this, but it's well worth it if they save the puck. X-Nova, meanwhile, going down to Magical. Now nice Snowball from FY, just dragging it out. He tries to get the Roshan denial. He will not be successful in doing so. At the very least, he does allow Somnus to get out.
It's one saving grace for LGD. At the same time, all those kills are going to the cores. So Magical and Crystallize, they're going to escalate even faster than they did in Game 1. We're not even seeing LGD take the map advantage just yet. I guess they're waiting for Ame to be ready to take these fights. It's going to be a long time for a Terrorblade to be ready to face up against the magic damage Navi has.
Navi, 7k net worth lead at 13 minutes in. Just everything they could ask for. Magical, gonna have that Deso up very, very soon. He just needs that secondary Mithril Hammer, and it's only about 400 or 500 gold away. You Angels take care of that. Meanwhile, you look at Somnus, he's trying to go for a Maelstrom on this puck. Doesn't really have anything else apart from a couple Null Talismans and Treads. They're gonna go for another gank. Smoke straight away through the dire jungle. Chalice is already looking for a target on the Bat Rider. They may be able to find Zayak again. Although maybe not. Maybe they'll just find Ilias instead. And the Disruptor, a very easy kill for LGD. It's probably not really what they wanted, but they'll have to take it. They might find Zayak as well. Can they find the lasso? There's no mana available right now on Chalice to actually get the lasso off, so Zayak still probably going to die, but no, never mind. Pasha's in here now. Supernova has been popped, but where's the follow-up damage? Crystallize, he'll show up as well. Chalice, he has TP'd out of there, and now FY will be chased down on the Taz. TP away? Does he actually get out? Yeah, he does.
Yep. Oh, a bit of a messy counterfight from Navi this time around, which does kind of make it worthwhile for LGD. They're not going to have to worry about that Supernova for a while. Gives them some space to breed. And of course, again, successfully buying space for Ame here. Hopefully that investment will pay off. Still, a lot of climbing to do. He's pretty much dead even with Crystallize in terms of gold at the very least. So they've got that going for them on LGD. They just need more time. And if they keep forcing out strange fights from Navi like that, they might find that.
Crystallize going to run into Ame. Ame will just turn around and want to fight, but he may not after he sees the supports of Navi right behind Crystallize. Can they get that Static Storm off? They have Glimpse available, they will get it, and yeah, Ame, he could be screwed here. He doesn't really have much help around. It's only X-Nova, and he does go down. Interesting positioning coming out. I mean, LGD, they just seem a little overly confident. X-Nova now. Glimpse wasn't available, so Ilias couldn't really cancel the TP off, but they are going to find the tier 1 tower as well as the position 1, so I don't really think that Navi's going to mind too much.
Definitely not. They found a big kill they wanted. Everything else afterwards would have just been, you know, just a bit more of a bonus. They're happy with that trade. That's the one here they really need to keep in check, and they just happen to catch Ame out. Ame's got to be very cautious. His team is buying him this space. He can't afford to throw it away.
Now X-Nova may get caught out as, yeah, they found him. Kinetic Field will be there. He has the Shrine and he has help behind as well, as there is going to be a lasso straight onto the Disruptor, but the Glimpse is there. Now Ame going to move in, but they got the TP out.
No.
Ilias just getting everything perfectly in time just to get out of there safely.
Yeah, just that glimpse back right on time after the lasso came in. You can't initiate like that when they have pretty decent vision there. And it just costs them. That was the blink reveal as well for Chalice, I believe. Oh.
Ame? He doesn't really die to this, does he? No, he will Sunder. That's a lot of damage, though.
Oh, I love that. Just the ballsiest play. Just going for it straight up, Pasha. If he had the spell amp, that might have been enough tick damage, I don't know. Maybe.
Had the Sunder not come out, Ame definitely would have just been dead.
Oh, for sure.
LGD posturing around the Roshan pit. They're not really in a position to try and go for the Roshan as of yet. They definitely don't have the damage output. Again, we kind of find ourselves in the middle of the game where LGD, it just doesn't seem like they have a game plan right now.
You'd reckon that with the lineup they have, with a Tusk, with a Chen, with a Batrider, they'd be playing much more aggressive early on. But they've really just been responding to Navi's aggressiveness. And every time they go for these fights, it's under a tier 1. Navi's not afraid to TP in 2 heroes to save their heroes, save their mid-core. And they try again, they do smoke up. They're gonna find a disruptor for their trouble.
Yeah, Ilias. Last time they chased this man, he got away. Pasha will show himself, though. Doesn't have the Supernova available, but they don't care. Zayak starts moving in as well. Snowball will be there. They go straight onto that Phoenix and try to take him out, though. Pasha's still alive throughout all this, but it looks like they will find him in the end. Zayak, Ilias still trying to outrun Chalice on that Bat Rider. And looks like that will be the end of that. LGD, they do find a nice little Phoenix pick-off. The Magical. Does he dive in onto Somnus? Yeah, he does. Melt Strike is there, and that's a lot of damage. Not quite enough, though, as the Dream Call now coming out. Lasso will be there on Ilias, but he got the glimpse off once again. Still, FY does get a very nice chance off to secure the kill. So LGD do find 2 for their trouble. It's certainly a nice couple pick-offs to give them a bit of gold their way.
Definitely. The biggest one was, of course, Pasha being taken out there. Pretty big target for Navi to lose. Still going to be coming back in perfectly fine. He's just about 600 gold away from his Shiva's guard. So once he has that up and running, it's going to be that much harder for LGD to disengage from these fights.
Just wonder where Navi's finding all this farm from. Arme gonna move in. Chalice, Doom is gonna be there straight on the TB, and now the Supernova, but there's FY again with an amazing snowball, but is it gonna be enough? It'll allow Arme to run out of there, but he does go down at the end to Crystallize, and now X-Nova, he's gone as well. There's a Static Storm on the puck, ensuring he can't do anything throughout this team fight, and Zayak is gonna continue that chase. Somnus will be able to orb away, but they've lost FY on the Tusk, and Crystallize, well, they got the glimpse off.
That crit from Zayak. Blinks in, gets a right-click crit, kill off the puck. And that's just a very, very good team fight coming out from Navi. Not quite working the way of LGD. I did like the aggression there. They knew the Roshan was going to go down. They couldn't afford to lose it. They just jumped on the wrong targets. Navi was the ones waiting outside.
Pasha?
And they take that counter fight quite well.
Chalice finds Pasha. I suppose for Chalice, just finding any kill like the Phoenix is nice anyway, so he gives his life away for that. Pasha doesn't really seem very concerned about it. And Magical apparently finds X-Nova. RV, they just look like a completely different team in this new patch. I mean, they're one of those teams where it looks like they've just figured it all out very early on.
Does feel that way. I mean, they've got control of this game. 10-21, 13k net worth lead now. They're just playing all their cards right. Their timings are on point. They're taking these fights at the right time. They respond well. And LGD, they've got to find a grip here. They've got to find a way back in. They need to leverage this great initiations they have with the Batrider and the Tusk. They need to make stuff happen with these heroes.
Somnus is trying his best on the puck. I mean, but look at that net worth, John. 6k on the mid puck. He's 4k behind the TA right now, and he's getting close to that Maelstrom at least. Like, he's getting there, but he just hasn't been given any space, it feels like. And now Zayak's approaching him, and yeah, he actually blinks straight into him. Somnus hidden in the tree line. Orb will be there, but Magical is making his way in as well. They're just going to dive the tier 2 tower. Somnus still trying to outrun them, and now Chalice goes for a lasso straight on that Disruptor. FY jumps in with the Snowball as well, just trying to stop that Static Storm. But there's a Supernova coming out from Pasha. Can they take the egg down in time? It looks like they will be able to. Now the Dream Call coming out onto Zayak. They may find the Doom here, and it looks like they will. And LGD suddenly finding quite a few kills. It's still a 2-for-3 trade the way of LGD. But if they could find Magical, it'd be absolutely amazing for this Radiant side. This Magical still trying to outrun them. He does have the Blink Dagger available. He'll just turn around into FY now. And FY, yeah, he's just dead. Arme? Magical's thinking about jumping in. He's got an Aegis available. Somnus is still there. Oh, Melt Strike barely avoided. Sunder now coming out from Arme preemptively. Magical though, he just pops the refraction and he is dead. They got the Aegis on the TA. Chalice going to be chased down by Crystallize. Nice glimpse back from Ilias, and they're going to find another. What was that Sunder, John?
I'm not sure. It wasn't enough to keep him alive, that's for sure. And that's, it's just so messy right now for LGD. They prolonged that chase so long that Navi's heroes are all back up. They're postured around this tier 2. They're going to be able to take this tier 2 fairly quick as well. And Ame, even when he respawns, he won't have Meta.
Well, Navi have a 60k net worth. They jump in again. Shiver's guard there. FY trying to snowball away. Somnus falling so darn low right now. He'll orb away, but FY is gone on the task. And they're going after a T3 tower now. Just no fear from this Navi side. There's nothing to be afraid about, apparently. They do finally back off, but no. Magical just jumps back in. X-Nova's gone now on the Chen. The immediate buyback from FY. Getting set up for this defense. But Magical is just jumping in and out, playing whack-a-mole with LGD right now. And it just seems like there's nothing they can do about it.
Magical that hasn't even expended his BKB yet, so he has a full 10-second charge for the next engagement.
Well, that sounds like good news for LGD.
Oh man. Oh, LGD, they can't afford to take these 5v5s. They just can't. They really, really need to find a pick-off somewhere. They need to get some wards out on the map. Because Navi's got complete control right now, in terms of vision.
You can see X-Nova trying. Get those wards out. Look over to Ame. I mean, his farm just dropped off so hard. Still at 9.2k net worth. Just nothing been going right for the side of LGD this game. As Parsh is going for an Aghanim Scepter up next on the Phoenix. So, forget the snowball saves, John. You've got a Phoenix egg save coming out from Parsha. Of course, it does refresh all your normal abilities, so makes things even more painful. As they do smoke up, and LGD, are they expecting this? FY, they jump in once again, the Phoenix with the Shiver's Guard. Snowball to start for FY. We do hear a Doom in the backlines, but it looks like it is on the TB. Still though, Zayak, he does go down, but Crystallize is on top of Arme, and he's just gone. FY, try to run away. Ilias, you have Glimpse available, but he just needs the vision. Looks like he will not find it in time. Meanwhile, Magical ends up finding X-Nova on the Chen once again. And they still seem to know where FY is, but they're just not in range any longer. Or perhaps they will be in a sec, as Ilias is so darn close. But it's all too late.
Oh my god. No. Yes.
Glimpse back. He found Chalice. Kinetic Field Static Storm is there, as well as the Sun Ray. And, well, Supernova. Why not? Why the hell not, John?
No reason not to. And LGD, they're forced to try to defend when Ame's up without Meta. Again.
Oh my. Navi, back off to safety. At least for a little bit. They have a Mind Breaker now as well, which just makes matters worse, especially for Somnus on this puck. Even Ame on the TB is not really going to enjoy that. Looks like Ame is just going to prioritize trying to get that BKB up on this TB. But even then, you've still got to be worried about this this TA. Magical. Going to be going for what looks like an Orchid up next. Perhaps might even just ignore that and go for the Butterfly if he really feels like it. But there just seems to be too much value in having that silence this game. RV, 22k net worth advantage. They understand there's no real rush. Currently, win probability 99% the way of Navi. So LGD being given 1% chance to win this game, apparently, according to DOTA2.
Have we actually seen that swing away? Ever?
I want to say yes, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, I think it was once, and that was a really long match.
Looks like Navi will go ahead and take the bot tier 2 tower. GG. Perhaps looking to find a trade up at that top lane, maybe find the top tier 2 themselves. But they've got to be very careful about their positioning as against Somnus. Does get scouted, they have the Glimpse available, but they won't commit. Meanwhile, Parsha does have the Ags up now.
Dire's structures are fortified.
The things just got a whole lot sillier for Navi. And well, Orchid, it's going to be there on the puck. Magical will show off that new item he just picked up. Meanwhile, mid, FY, force the snowball. Pasha actually gets the snowball on top of him, and now FY. Unfortunately for him, going to end up losing his life. There'll be no help coming. And well, Zayak, he sees X-Nova. He'll go straight after the Chen. He's just walking in under the tier 3 tower. He doesn't even care. X-Nova does end up going down. And with that, an easy tier 3 tower to be taken.
They do have Meta up on Ame, so that should keep Navi just a bit more hesitant to take this fight. They're just walking up anyway.
Yeah, I mean, you've got this Phoenix that does all this magic damage. I don't know if Ame can really afford to fight this, although nice lasso onto Magical. They take down this TA, could be massive, but no, there's the save. He gets the egg off with the TA inside. And Pasha will bring Magical back out like magic with full HP and full mana. And that is got to be one of the most disgusting things I've seen from Navi, John. It's just so demoralizing for LGD to lose like this. Yules will come out, Somnus will be able to orb away, surely. But how do you defend your base any longer?
I don't think you can. Like, you're not going to have Meta up on the TB. You don't have Lasso for a bit. It's going to be a very, very hard game to turn around at this point. At very least to defend your last set of racks.
You've got to give it to LGD. They hate giving up early. They do tend to drag games out as long as they possibly can. But it's just such a hard ask of them. Especially with a hero like Terrorblade, because now you've got the Metamorphosis down for a minute and a half. So you probably can't go for this Roshan fight that's about to happen from Navi. And even if they wanted to, I mean, they're still 33k net worth behind, so there's just absolutely no chance of pulling that victory off in the Roshan if they wanted to try. It is also now at 100%, by the way, for Navi.
There it is. One of the few moments we get that 100% chance, besides the bugs that we saw in the qualifiers.
Those weren't bugs, John. Those weren't bugs. Dota Plus is that good, John, that it will predict before the game even starts. I pay for the service, I know these things. You should pay for it too, John. Everyone should pay for Dota Plus.
Everyone should. LGD. They're just trying to play on the opposite side of the map. They're going to have to TP back to defend their high ground. There's no way they're going to let this just go for free.
Yeah, but how do you defend?
You've got to try to find that backline. You have ways of reaching that backline. The chalice. You just have to make it work. The issue is, Disruptor Ilias is always there with the glimpse out.
You've got the egg back up, by the way. At least Ame will have meta up in 10 seconds. He's TPing back to the base now, but it looks pretty bad for LGD already, as the silence is there on the Batrider, though nice chance from FY. Straight onto Magical, they'll at least find his Aegis, but now they'll lose Batrider straight off the bat, no buyback available on him. The egg, of course, being committed by Pasha. Magical jumps back in. They'll find another straight off the bat. Ame, he gets doomed up. He can't really do anything to help out any longer. And he almost ticks out before getting back to that fountain. Looks like they're going to lose FY on the Tusk, and Somnus trying to help out the best he can. Will survive, but they are going to lose their Megas. In fact, by the way, John, I said the Aegis was lost. It was not. It was another egg save coming out. That will be the GG War Played being called by LGD, and Navi surprising us for sure, John. A 2-0 victory up against LGD of all teams. Pretty big accomplishment.
Yeah, just dominant performance from Navi. Crystallize going 9-0